think one of the most unappreciated things about Thailand is just how prosperous and fertile the countryside here is. It provides a lot for its people and a lot for the people around Asia.
My final 2 days riding through these rice fields remind me just how much I loved rural Thailand. And my ankle was also responding well to it.
As you can see, it's puffed up a bit, but there's not a lot of pain there to go with it. There's not a lot of discomfort.
But my bike was not.
About 5-6 kilometres out of town, and then I had a snap, and the back wheel went wobbly. One of the spokes has snapped off the back of the tyre. I have to push on a wobbly wheel until I get to another town and get to another bike shop. Came to this place here, so all these bikes lined up. Said, okay, I'm going to give this a go. This guy couldn't come out of the blocks quick enough. It's like he'd been waiting all day for something to do. I turned up, and he's ripped into this bike for about an hour. You can just tell he's meticulous about it. He's doing a job, and it's just really great, you know. It's just really great to get this kind of help and support on the road from pure strangers.
And as the bike was receiving rigorous repairs, a traditional afternoon storm swept in, and I got talking to the owners.
This is my new Facebook friend. What is your name again?
Oh, Renu.
Who owned both the bike shop and a restaurant, as you kind of do in Thailand.
Here we are, people, the team that got my bike back on the road.
Good fellowship, a buckled wheel, and bad weather. Just a small preview of what we were to expect when we got to Cambodia.
So I was supposed to meet Gift here at 7 o'clock as soon as the gates open to get through into Cambodia and head straight to Battambang. I got here at about 5 to 10 past 7 after leaving Gift back in the room, but now heading towards 8 o'clock. I don't see him anywhere. Maybe he's gone through, I missed him somehow, or whatever, but don't go through now. I won't be getting into Battambang until late tonight.
So I decided to go on through the border, leaving Gift to his own devices.
So we're on our way to the Cambodia border. Man, I'm curious about Cambodia. I'm really curious, so I'm ready for it. Cambodia, here I come.
So we pull up to the border and I'm just bum rushed by all these people. We saw your Australian friend we saw and talked to your Australian friend already.
Because when they approached the Australian friend, he told them to.
And then the guys come at me and they're like, oh look, it's gonna cost you 100 baht to be able to go over the border. And I'm like, wait, I don't have 100 baht, but I have 500. They were like, yeah, it's gonna cost 500 baht. And I start heading down over to Thai border.
Passing through immigration now into Cambodia, and this is the craziest crossing I've ever taken. No man's land here goes for about 500 metres, half a kilometre, and there's just chock full of people, and buses and trucks and people with lorries with smelly fish and all that stuff. And along here there's also some resorts with casinos, right, which is totally crazy.
So I go through the Thai part of the border. This guy was like, oh, okay, yeah, I can get you to so-and-so place for 2,000 baht. And at that moment, I started realizing, I'm like, oh, fuck. These guys are taxi drivers. And I finally was able to meet up with Jason. I was so annoyed.
All right, explain what happened when you tried to get through the border.
Let me put it like this. Because at some point I realized, why are you trying to take me through?
So in other words, Gift got gypped and ripped off.
This is me going into Nigerian mode. Now this is Nigerian mode. This feels a lot more like that.
And this is me going in Ipswich mode. So let's do this. Let's do this Cambodian thing.
Get this shit out. God, dog. Jason had managed to hook up a ride to get me from the border out to Battambang.
Oh yeah!
Shredding the streets.
Shredding these streets!
Okay. Truck full of fish. He doesn't think it's fish, don't stink.
The roads initially in Cambodia were actually quite good, as I came across nearly every type of motor vehicle you could imagine, not to mention the livestock.
So we get out there and go inside the hotel. They're like, hey, do you have a reservation? I'm like, no, I don't have a reservation. And I was like, yeah, I'd like to make one. And they're like, yeah, okay, that's not a problem. It'll be $100. And I'm like, what? It's almost like the reminder of what it's like to be in a lower income country in reality, where everyone's trying to hustle you. So the krill, I think is as it's called, not the people from Captain Marvel and Guardians of the Galaxy, but the krill is so devalued out here, they just use all USD stuff pretty much. I mean, they even use Fahrenheit. And they drive on the right side of the road.
Now about 40 kilometres within inside the Cambodian border, the road suddenly went to ruin in a huge way.
Alright, so after 25 kilometres of this terrible road, pretty worn out from the riding, I just pulled over at this random place that just got my attention on the side of the road. This little shop. I'll go into more details later because it's radically shaken me, to tell you the truth. But I have to get going, I have to keep going on the road because the same as yesterday, I'm racing against another storm. She looks a bit dark and a bit nasty. I just travelled maybe about 25 kilometres after lunch on the dustiest of dustiest, bumpiest of roads. Had to take a break, so I put over to the side. I just saw this place out of the corner of my eye. I just sat there and just vegged out. Then after maybe about 15 minutes, this girl just sits across from me and starts talking to me, and her English is actually quite good.
What's your name?
My name is Lily.
How old are you?
I'm just 17 years old.
You're 20.
17.
17.
Yeah, 7. My mom and my dad.
This is your mum and dad's
Yeah.
restaurant.
We get talking a little bit more, and she says, where have I come from? I said, I've come across the border from Thailand. She said, oh, Thailand, that's where most my friends go and they work. And I said to her, well, would you like to live in Thailand?
I want my country to be developed, so I will try study. I don't want to go to Thailand.
You don't want to go to Thailand?
Yes.
And then she really began to press in.
I think that if I study hard, when I become a human, I will develop my country. I study at high school. I like math, I like chemistry, I like biology.
You like the sciences?
Yeah, sciences. And my teacher will teach me to fight me. He love me, he like me.
Yeah.
You see, I want to study like doctor.
You want to be a doctor?
Yes. If we want to go to university, we will pay a lot of money. A lot of money.
And you don't have a lot of money?
Yes.
Oh.
During this conversation, I could see her eyes were glazing out. Passion there, you know, there was a real deep down desire, you could see it.
Yes, scholarship. I want scholarship because I don't have enough money.
What she wanted was a scholarship. She wanted further education to better herself, to better her own country.
I don't want to see my country like this.
I don't think you can get any better than to hear a 17-year-old girl with the fire in her eyes, the passion in her heart, strong intellect, saying to me, I want to be a better person. I want to know more, I want to do more. A local Cambodian who wants to change Cambodia. But of course, she's poor. You could see that, right? All her cards are on the table in front of me. Her life, her family, her passion, her dream. And I just couldn't help but get roped into it and deeply inspired by it. So the question is, where do I go now? I feel a responsibility.
Can you write down your name and your number for me?
Yes. Okay.
Piece of paper?
Yes. I'm so excited.
It's an interesting one.
Now, Gift had spent most of that night whinging and complaining about how Cambodia was a country full of scammers, and I knew that wasn't the case. So I decided the next day it was his turn to have a go on the bike.
All right, so we're heading off to Persat. I'm heading off to Persat. Gonna take the bike this time. This will be the first long bike ride I've done since we left Jora Bora. So I have 118 kilometers that I'll be traveling today.
Bye, little man. Godspeed.
Man, I'm in a good place. This is fun. All right, so finally got some data on my phone. These guys just got me set up. Just give them a hi for my people out there. Met some great people. Last time I burnt out at 55. This time it's starting fresh start, and we're just going.
So I took the van to Persat, and I spent most of the time sitting in the front, looking out the window, expecting to see Gift buckled over with dehydration or cramps, or the bike broken into a million pieces. When I eventually overtook him, I went, yes! And all the Cambodians in the van just...
Coming into Cambodia, I was like, okay, you guys here to hustle people. You guys trying to really start some shit here. But, you know, since I got on the road, the impression has completely switched. They helped me out today. Would not have been able to do this anyway. So just a quick hi to my people. It's good people out here in Cambodia. I'm really happy for it. And it'll allow me to finish up these last couple hours of riding.
So when I got my first message from Gift earlier in the day, it was very enthusiastic. I'm killing this. I'm knocked off 60, 70 kilometers, just having a great time. Then all of a sudden the messages became a little bit more, just taking a break now, just taking a break here. This is getting hot, feeling a little bit weary. And time has begun to tick away, and I think it's just now beginning to kick in.
I'm dying. Oh, I'm dying. Like, this last 20 kilometers has been the worst. I'm cramping, my back hurts, but I gotta push it. And if I stop, I'm gonna have a full body cramp.
He gave me a message saying he was only 5 kilometers away. He still hasn't turned up. He must be going really slowly. He must be stuffed. Oh, here he is. I spoke too soon. Here he is. There's water. I'll throw you in the pool if you want. No, you probably drown. Can I get you to get me some chicken fried rice?
Right.
Can we order some fried rice?
I think that we have there. Oh no, but the corner there actually. The shop is not open. We open in the morning.
So I went up to my room to get him some water and food, came back downstairs and ta-da!
Anyone see a black guy lying around here? Stuffed, completely stuffed?
Alright, so the bike ride was actually really good.
I eventually found him in the restaurant the guy had pointed out to me earlier, looking as fresh as a daisy.
In my mind, I was still thinking of the 55 kilometers that we did from...
Alright, up and at 'em again. It's about 6:30 in the morning, and this is truly the best time of day to go cycling. As you can see, it's a little bit light enough to see everything, but still crisp and cool. And particularly this morning, you can see how beautiful the terrain is here. The rice paddies, everything's so green and lush and nice. Today we're pushing through, hopefully all the way to Phnom Penh, and where we're going to catch up with Kampuchea Balopp, but also a special little surprise is waiting for us. So I'm loving this. This is the moments I love the most.
So we got to Phnom Penh, good looking city, like, you know, it had this river in the middle. It was really interesting. You know, it had a very regal look to it. But you also could see like the distinction between the poverty and the haves and the have-nots. which was really interesting to me.
Also, I had some maintenance to do on the bike.
Because the ride between Battambang and here was full of roadworks and potholes and all kinds of rubbish, I just basically hammered the bike for 3 straight days. Unsurprisingly, the spokes loosened again.
But I also had to do some maintenance on myself. You see, I had a very important appointment to keep at the airport that day.
I'm here for a very unexpected treat. I'm here to pick up the family from the Phnom Penh International Airport. Hello!
Hello, whoever's watching me.
So this was me making amends for the birthday party debacle.
And you know, it was really kind of cool because, you know, we had missed being able to see them in Kuala Lumpur and Cyberjaya.
So the next morning, Julie got the day off. As we became babysitters and took the kids with us to our next rugby NGO, Kampuchea Balopp.
Alex, my guy, you know, mad energy. This was the energy that I was when I was, well, even now. Romina is always like analyzing. I could feel the analysis of her like reading the area. And then Dylan, man, Dylan like lives in his own world. But Dylan would come in with some random sentence and you're just like, sure, why not? Daddy Jason. I'd always known Jason the rugby guy, Jason the media guy. But this was Father Jason, that's it.
But we weren't the only overseas rugby visitors that day.
We're out here in Phnom Penh, Cambodia to be able to watch the Kampuchea Balopp rugby group do their thing. And we got a little bit of a surprise added onto it by having the Singapore Valkyries coming up. We actually met with them early in the trip whenever we were in Singapore. A little bit of inter-country training and diversity.
I've been wanting to come to Cambodia, and particularly the Kampuchea Balopp, ever since I started Rugby Lovers Guide to Asia. But now I'm here, I'm super excited and super impressed seeing what I'm seeing.
Alright, so Kampuchea Balopp actually is an initiative which has youth development through rugby, through sports, in Cambodia for disadvantaged children. We actually have met many different NGOs. Some were orphanages, some were disadvantaged background NGOs, scavengers, you know, mentally disabled or physically disabled kids. Our coach goes to each NGO every day, alright, and they put out a group of kids by 20 or 25 kids for 2 coaches, alright? So we have 1,000 kids and we have 60% of them are girls actually, which is fantastic.
Rugby is starting to develop here in Cambodia for women as well. Cambodian women, well, we've always been rough, you know, because we had a rough childhood. Some of them were living on the street, so of course we learn from all of that and makes us tough women.
Are they tough rugby players though?
Yes, very tough.
How tough are they?
Very, very, very tough. But when I first started, it wasn't really that popular among girls. Cambodia is another, but it's still a very conservative country. I think we have to start with changing the parents' point of view on sports. So it's still developing slowly but surely. And with all of these events like KB Day happening throughout the year, I think it has a future actually.
What's your name?
How are you? My name is Rachana.
What's your name?
My name is Sokchan.
You like rugby?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes. How old are you?
How old?
Yes.
20.
12. 12 or 12?
20.
12. Oh, it's not 12.
We're going to photo.
What we're trying to do with them is just, you know, very simple games and, you know, let them have a little bit of fun. I think that's the most important thing. They look very happy, That's good. I mean, that's why you do it, right? Smile on their face is also a massive reward for us and for the people who take care of them. And it's good. You can bring a little bit of happiness in their life. That's great.
Today was a social inclusion day, you know, girls from Singapore, girls and boys from all around Cambodia NGOs, and a fantastic morning of sports and rugby.
How rugby reunites people together.
Hey, can I get a Cambodia in 3? 1, 2, 3!
great visit to another great rugby NGO. There was one part of the day that was particularly significant for me.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, several days earlier I was up there near Buttonbong. We were doing our thing, meeting people and talking to a young lady called Lil. So I met John Claude here and Nicola from Kampuchea Balopp, and we're about to do something about this. We're going to contact this young lady and we're going to see what we can do to get her life on track to help the people of Cambodia.
And we do. Fast forward a few weeks later and we have consistent conversations about Lihi and her future through Facebook Messenger. We found the perfect scholarship for her. I was so excited. I really believed in Lihi. I believed in her passion, her conviction and her desire to change lives in her home country of Cambodia. Then one day during one of our conversations, this came up. So I rang her on FaceTime and kind of asked very subtly, what was this hesitation all about? She basically said, it's all about my family. I've got to look after my family. This dynamic in poor communities around the world is not uncommon. The oldest daughter, the eldest of the family, will often go out of their way to look after the elderly and the younger members of that family. Sometimes they will leave school as early as 9 or 10 just to go get work so they can provide. They basically sacrifice who they are and what they want to be for the good of their family. Girls' involvement in rugby is exactly the opposite to living this subservient lifestyle. When they're rucking, when they're mauling, when they're pounding each other into the dirt, they're not doing it for anybody else but themselves and their mates. And when all of this takes place in a loving community that provides education and encouragement, then when the girls do go back to their families, they do go back to their local communities, they can make a difference, not from obligation or self-sacrifice, but from a place of empowerment and knowledge. It wasn't lost on me that my daughter Amina came out with us that day to Kampuchea Balopp. She loves rugby, she loves cricket, just like her old man. And I encourage her to go as far as she can with that, or with anything else that she loves doing. So if she has an opportunity, why not the other girls of Phnom Penh, Cambodia and Asia? The good news is that rugby is giving girls like this the opportunity to grow and be themselves. I believe that rugby, as demonstrated here by Kampuchea Balopp and Singapore Valkyries, is more than just a game, it is a force for good.
We're on the road again, ladies and gentlemen, leaving Phnom Penh, Vietnam.
It's just, the mud has just got so thick.
Flooding is real out here.
We're in Vietnam!